got to be one of my best cat holes. Quite proud of this one, yes. Day 30 was hard. Yeah, I was like so done and hanging for it to be over when I'm like hobbling into Burra. So yeah, I combined 2 days, which as usual on paper looked pretty easy. I actually knew they were going to be pretty hilly, but I didn't know they were going to be as hilly and as steep as what they were, but yeah. So I set off from Blackjack Hut reasonably early. I think it was about 8, and headed out, got onto like a jeep track thing, and then I spotted a deer, which was cool. It looked like it had like a decent set of antlers on it, so yeah, it was pretty cool one. It was very, very shy, very timid. It just kept like turning around and looking at me like, what the? And then would sort of like move, like hide away a bit more, and then turn around and have another look, like stare back, like what? Yeah, that was cool to see. And then another dead roo, like another animal carcass. Like I've seen so many dead animals on the trail. Yeah, I usually don't film them, but this one I thought, well, whatever, it's, you know, I have to see it, so do you. Yeah, it was kind of a day of a few firsts. So when I got off the jeep track thing, I was just following fence lines, and it got pretty hilly. There were a few hills, but they weren't crazy steep, so that wasn't so bad. And then I ran into a couple of women section hiking coming the opposite way. So we stopped and I was talking to them for a while, and then just as we were like saying goodbye and starting to head off, then one of them spots a brown snake. What we assume is an alive brown snake, but it didn't have a head, so we kind of laughed at that, and we thought, because I thought how funny, like we've been standing here talking for ages and none of us noticed it, kind of thing. That's because it wasn't moving, it didn't have a head, it was dead. So said goodbye, but then it was only a few meters up the hill for me from that I actually did spot an alive brown snake. So yeah, that was my first snake of the trail so far. I am expecting to see more of them now. It's only getting warmer, and they're obviously starting to come out now, so yeah. I'll just have to be stomping through grass and stuff even more so now. More fence line, more rolling green hills, like up, down, up, down, up, down. I saw a few cute rabbits. I'm pretty sure they're like a pest and not many people like them, but they're so cute. And there was this like baby one that was like a kind of a sandy tan one that was super cute, and yeah, they just kind of scattered up ahead down into their burrows, so I walked past all that. I eventually come over this hill, and in the distance I saw this little shelter and area, like tree area, and I thought, oh, that must be $1 creek shelter. That was my lunch stop. So even though I stopped a couple of times to like talk to people and I wasn't overly rushing, I felt like I was still making pretty good time. So I got there, stopped there and had lunch around 12:30, which yeah, wasn't so bad, I didn't think. Yeah, just stopped at $1 Creek Shelter. This is my lunch. This is all I really have. I have a spare backcountry cuisine meal if I start dying or whatever. First half was tiring, and it feels like I've done nothing but hills, and I haven't even got to the hilly section of the trail yet, which is in between here and Burra. So yay. I've made up an electrolyte drink. I really needed to pee, but didn't particularly want to use that toilet, so I just went elsewhere. Walking out of there, I was on another little track for a while, which had heaps of Salvation Jane around by it, which is beautiful. It's so pretty. So there was like a crop in the background, and then, you know, like waves of purple in front of it. It was pretty. And I got turned into some properties again and some fields and walking along fence lines, except this time they were over up and down steep hills, like my feet could not, like my heels and my calves could not stretch anymore, like that kind of steep. And normally I head down hills like fairly quickly, but they were that steep you couldn't even go down quick, otherwise you'd just blow out your knees. Like it was like I had to even take the downhills pretty slow as well. Like it was crazy, and it was just one after another after another. That's what it felt like anyway. I think there was probably like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 like super big steep ones, and then a few smaller not so steep ones thrown in between. But it felt like a lot, and it felt like it went on for ages, and it was just so, yeah, obviously in the heat of the afternoon, and I was stuffed, and then eventually got told to sort of head across one paddock and then over the fence, and then I was on a dirt road, and I thought, oh, okay, good, this is like one of the last sections and one of the last, you know, dirt roads that's going to take me into Burra. So I passed some sheep that had little babies, so they were cute. There was quite a few of them, more than I've seen yet, I reckon, out of all the properties. So yeah, there were quite a few little babies. Eventually the dirt road turned into bitumen, and I was like, yes, in Burra, finally. Yeah, it was a long, hard day. Well, what time was it? I got in here at like, probably would have been more around like 4:30 or a bit before 4:30 maybe. So I just get into the room. Wow, you can't half tell that these aren't fed. I don't have any food for you guys. Yeah, you can't get in. Hello. How funny. But yeah, got in straight away, like had a shower of course, and then hobbled my way down the street to the pub for a drink and some dinner. One of the locals ended up like catching up to me on his walk, and he was like, "You look like you're in pain." I'm like, it's just my feet. I've just been walking. Just walked like 31 k's today. At least I did it. I made it, and yeah, getting into Burra early, even though it was a really hard, long day. That gives me 2 rest days in Burra. So super spoiled and lazy now. But yeah, I'm sure I will enjoy them. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching day 30. Long ass day into Burra. Catch you later.